Today we're going to look at this Zenith Lunchbox radio. Kind of looks like a lunchbox of the 50s. Very strange looking radio. Very strange looking radio. It is a portable. It's only AM. It's only AM. It's all tubes. I don't know the model number yet. We're going to figure it out. Maybe there's something on the bottom. No, nothing on the bottom. Let's see. Let's see. All right, here's a sticker right here. All right. So it looks like it's a chassis 5 J41, and it does run on 117 volts. There's a plug or a battery. You could stick a battery in there. There's a nice racetrack antenna. No loop stick for us. I like how the racetrack is got these one-way clips on there. I can't stand those. If you got to get those off, that'll never happen. So we got some spider webs in there. We have to get those out of there. Just a couple of spideys. Not too bad. It's pretty clean actually. A little dusty. There's always these. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Whatever that is. I don't know. It looks like it's just a little bit of dirt. Doesn't look like there's any insects in here. Looks like, oh, we got a General Electric tube in the back there, but besides that, all the other tubes look like they're original Zeniths. And the tube complement is a 1U5, 3V4, 1U4, 1R5, 1U4. So it's a standard battery set. We're not going to just plug it in. I usually would, but the chassis in this is in really nice shape. Even if the case isn't, I mean, I guess it's really not that bad. We could try to clean it up. It's not, I'm not going to use the term ugly anymore. I had a couple of people ripping me on the last video because I called that Air Castle radio ugly. And it really isn't. That radio actually is not a bad looking set. Now this one on the other, no, I'm just teasing. Well, I mean, you know, the chassis looks nice even if it was to go in a different cabinet. I don't know if they use this in other sets or not. But let's pull it out, take the bottom off it, look inside it. I'm willing to bet nothing has ever been done. That's the original electrolytic. Alright, so let me go ahead and pull it out, and we will be right back. Okay, so we got it out, and it allows you to leave the speaker in the cabinet, and it's on a plug, so that made it easy. I unsoldered the antenna, so when I yank it on the wires, and we can get that out of there. Looks like we've got a 3-gang banana slicer there. That's pretty nice. We got a tuned RF stage. That's pretty good. It's got a little bit of dirt in there. We'll clean that out. Let's see here. Let's clean. I'm sorry. Let's grab the. I guess we can go ahead and take the bottom off and see what makes that baby tick on the inside. Let's see. Let me go ahead and set the camera up so it's a little bit easier. Hang on, I'll be right back. Alright, so let's Let's see what we got here. I'm going to grab this, the bottom of this thing off. See what it looks like on the inside. Just a couple of clips, so we only got 2 screws. Is there any on the side? No, that's it. 2 screws. A little bit of prying. Come on. There you go. There you go. Oh yeah, look at that. All original. All original. Every bit of it is original. Even that butte. Okay, yeah, it's got that same thing where you got to plug the AC plug in there and it switches over the wiring to run the battery. Sand resistor. It's amazing to me that these are all the same. Every single one of them is the same. Alright, so it's very clean. I wonder if you know, if I don't have to recap it, I'd like not to. A lot of times you look at these caps and you'll see that the wax is all bubbly on them, and usually that means that they've been operating at a high temperature, and I don't see that on any of them. So these are probably, I wouldn't be surprised. I wish I had, you can actually check for leakage on capacitors using an analog, well, some analog meters, some of the older ones that used higher voltage batteries. I don't have one in here, but we're just going to do like a quick put that on mega ohms and see. Let's just see. Let's see if we can find any capacitors in there that maybe check less than a couple of mega ohms. You really should take them out of the circuit, but let's see if we can get in there. I mean, this one here is good. For the most part, anyway. It's definitely not shorted. Let's see. What about you? 2.3 meg, and it's going up still. And that's in the circuit. I'm going to assume it's good. We can remove them from the circuit to give it a better test. Four meg, but again in the circuit. Well, this one here reads 39 ohms. That one could be a problem, so let's go ahead and cut that one out. Let me see here, hold on a second. Let's cut it out. It was this one right here. We could just solder it right back if it still checks low. But I lost my lead. We can just solder it right back. If it checks low, we'll just replace it. Alright, so now it's going up to 30 and it's open. So I think the caps in here are going to be good, so we can solder that one back in place. Just push it over a little. Hang on a second. I have a feeling this radio had not been used. Well, not been used often, anyway. going to be hard. Well, actually, it's soldering pretty good. All right. Let's move the camera down a little bit here. Boop, 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 boop. All right, let's see. I think we'll have better results this way. There you go. There you go. All right. So again, you know, you can check these caps this way, but you should use an analog multimeter, not a digital one, because again, it puts more voltage across the cap. Ooh, 24K. I mean, yeah, it's in the circuit though, but again, let's give it the old testarunio out of the. Let's see what happens when we remove it. Now it checks open when it's out of the circuit, so we're okay. Let's just solder it right back on. I have a feeling, not that, like I said, not that this is a foolproof test, but I'm not going to do anything with this radio, and I'd prefer not to replace all the caps in it if I don't have to. Get that smoke out of there. Alright, let's see. We got, now this one here, I mean, some of them you should just replace, and I think this one is going to be like an across the line, maybe. Let's see. Or maybe a ground, you know, to ground. I can't see where it's going to. Boy, I'll tell you that it's 6 megs on that side. Let's see. Where's it going to? Right there. Is that it right there? 4 megs. Is the radio on? Nope, it's off. Alright, let's do that one more time. 8 meg on that side. 4 meg on that side. Let's try this pin. 3, 4 meg. And okay, so that's a dead short on that side. So this cap we're going to replace either way. This one's got to go because that one's right on the AC line, and they're no good. And it's a 200 volts. What are you? It's a Zenith. It's a 0.02 microfarad. It's a 0.02 at what did I say? 0.02 at 200 volts. Alright, let me grab a cap and I'll be right back. Alright, so here's a 0.022 that we're going to replace the 0.02 with. And that'll work fine. I don't even think you can get a 0.02 anymore, but so anyway, we're going to just do one lead at a time so we don't get confused. I've actually, it's been this close. I've been this close, and have actually cut 2 of the leads off, and now I'm sitting there hunting and searching because I walk away for a second and then I forget which where it goes. So let's see. I'll try to make just a little gentle I think I kind of bent these pliers a little bit, and they don't they're not as precise as they used to be. Yeah. Come on. Alright, let's see. Get it right over here. It goes, oh. Come on. Seriously. Let's grab it like this. Alright, if it can just stay just like that, I'd be very happy. But you know that ain't gonna happen. Of course it's not gonna happen. Of course. Anyway, we'll get it. Alright. Because it's on this angle and I can't, it's hard to solder. It's hard to have it lay flat on this angle. Alright, you know what? I'm going to just pause it. I'll solder and then I'll come right back. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we can get it in there. I'm going to give it one more shot. I got it upside down here laying there. If I push it over, we're just going to stop and start it over. So we need to get right in here. Come on. Heat her up. I know I said I was going to start using a soldering gun, and I really need to. I have plenty of soldering guns, so I really should do that. Okay, that side's good. Now this side goes right here. Right-cha. It goes right-cha. Let's bend these resistors over for right now. We'll put them all back when we're done. How's that? Alright, look at that. It goes right here. Right-cha. Actually, it's probably... Let's see if that'll work. Yeah, it's good. Let's see. You can get it to just stay right there. You stay right there. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. I need to get like a little stand to hold these the chassis while you're working. Look at that. I moved it. Let's heat it up again because I moved it. I don't want it to remain a cold joint. Alright, so there you go. That's good. So we got it. Ooh, that's hot still. We got this cap. That's an important one that should be replaced. These resistors, I guess we could check all the resistors in there, but now that we know that none of the caps are actually shorted, let's go ahead and get the cabinet back over here, and we'll hook up the speaker and the antenna, and we'll give it a try and see what happens. How's that? You never know. We could have a good running set right now. Let's see. Here's the case right here. Let's see. Alright. So I went this way. It just kind of laid in there. 4 screws and everything just came right out. And this one here. This one here. You don't have to worry about this little stand out for the wire right now. The green wire went here. You can see that or not. The green wire went here. going to give it a quick test here anyway. We'll solder it up good after if it works. If anybody wants to use this radio, or if anybody wants it, then we'll go ahead and replace all the caps. But otherwise, nah, we're not going to replace caps in it unless there's going to be a use for it, because it may just work, you know. We still would have to put the bottom of the chassis back in and all that. So let's see. Let's go ahead and put a couple of screws in there just so it's not flopping around too much. And then we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll give it a whirl right now. We're just about there. We can. It's inconvenient radio to really work on. It's not. You can't lay it flat, especially when it's open. And I'd like to leave it open, especially when powering it up. All right, we're going to plug it into the variac here. You know, we didn't check the electrolytic. That was dumb. Alright, well, we're not going to check the electrolytic. Let's just go ahead and let's just see what happens. We'll just start it up slow. Get the voltage all the way down. Put on amps. Yeah, it's on. Okay. Actually put on volts. Alright, we got 40. I wish this machine had 2 meters on it. It has one shared meter. You know, these are the 1 volt tubes. You really can't see them lit anyway. We got 60, 80 volts. What's going on? We got it's really not. It's not pulling any current at all. I guess it won't until the tubes start to conduct, which is pretty quick. Usually on these, let's see, unless, you know, for all I know, these tubes could be open. I have no idea, and it's kind of looking that way because it's not conducting anything whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. That's not good. Not good. And we're at 120 volts. Nothing whatsoever. Ooh, that's not good. Well, I may have some tubes. I may have some of the tubes for this. Let's see. Let's just wiggle them around, and we'll go grab it. We got to be careful of that. We'll grab a tube checker here in a second. All right. Well. All right. I'm going to go ahead and grab a tube checker. I'll be right back. Alright, well, we got, this is the one that's down here right now. It's the B&K 747 Dynamic Mutual Conductance Tube Tester. Alright, she turned on. I should have be easier with the chassis out to get the tubes in the back here, but oh well. Alright, so this first one is a, let's see, it's a 1U5. It's the 1U5, so we know these are all going to be at the front here. It's a 1U5. Let's see. What is a 1? We know it's going to be 1 volt on the filament. Okay, 1U5, there's a star. What does a star mean? I think the star means it has more than one segment, right? Is that what that means? Indicate, oh, good over 40, okay. It means it's good over 40, anything over 40, okay. So it's 1, then this is going to go to 99. And then socket 30. Where is socket 30? All the way in the end here. Alright. Alright, so let's see, 1U5 socket 30. Then we got A blank blank F, and then blank blank B, and then let's see, what does that say? B1. Oh, what is that? Let's see. And then 14, what is that? 14 is B. I don't even know how to use this tube checker, to be honest. Alright, so it's B. 13 is nothing. And then, what is that? Oh, test button 1. Okay. And that checks good. Oop. No, yeah, it checks good. Can you see that or no? I don't know if you can see the meter on that or not. Let's look at that down there. It checks 100 in the good, way in the good. So that tube is good. So let's get that one out of there. Let's try to put that tube back in the machine here. Ooh. And we'll go for the next one. It probably would have been easier to have the chassis out because I can't get my fingers in the back there. So we're just going to yank it out again. It's only the 2 screws and the 2 wires anyway. Alright, we'll yank the 2 wires off. And then we can put the tube back in very easily. Alright. I'm sure everybody's loving watching me test tubes, but come on, what's going on? And why am I having so many problems? Get in there, darn it. Alright, there you go. Alright, so the next one here is we'll do the one in the back. And that one is a, what does that look like, fellas? Young ladies and fellas, what is that? It's a 1U4. What was the other one, a 1U5? Right, it was a 1U5, right? So this is a 1U4, so it's 199 and then 30, which is basically the same. 199 and then 30. I guess we could, how do you do this? You put all those back, right? Okay. 1U4. So 199, 30, then it's A, F, and D. So A, F, D, blank, 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 E, and then blank, let's see, E, and then what did I do? I'll only do that over. Since I moved it, that was dumb. Alright, so it's A, F, D, blank, 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 E, and then B, and then the next ones are blank. Then this one is going to be A, and then C, and then test button 1. You ready? Alright, well that one shows to be questionable. That one shows it said 99 and we're just about 99. It's questionable, but the filament is good, so unless the set has an open resistor, which I guess is possible. I guess we should check the positions of all the tubes too. Alright, so now this one here is it on the top? That last one had the number on the top. Nope. This is a 3, what is that? What's the number supposed to be on that one? What does it say on the chart? I can't see it from that far away. It's a 3V4. Is that what that says? 3V4? It's pretty light. It says 3V something, so we're going to assume it's a 3V4. I was going to give this tube checker away, and the person that I was going to give it to, I guess, changed their mind. I don't know, but I've been using it anyway. It does need some work. I think I looked it up, and it doesn't seem to be too difficult to work on these. They have, you can buy rebuilding kits, but it's just a bunch of capacitors and resistors. So I think maybe we'll do a video on rebuilding this, and then the setup, well, the alignment of it seems to be easy as well. All right, what do we say? 3V4? 3 element OPQRS, 3V4. So it's 3, 59, and 30. 3, 59. Again with 30. Get in there. All right. 3V4. 3, 59, 30. So it's AFD. AFD. Blank. AFD blank blank. And then E. And then B. All the way blanks, and then both of these go to C. And then test button 1. Ooh, again. Again. What if you turn that up? Does it? Yeah, see, okay. Yeah, tubes in this set may be weak, but it still should work. So far we got nothing that's open. So, yeah, it doesn't look like this radio had much use on it, but I guess it did. Alright, we got 2 more tubes left. We got 2 more tubes. Get that tube out of there. This is a 1R5. Now let's do the 1R5. 1R5. Let's see. Come on. 1R5 right there. So 199.30. 199.30. Let's get these all back on 0. Let's do that again. 199.30. AFFE. AFFE. Blank. F. Oh, wait a minute. What did I say it was? AFFE. AFFE. Blank. F. Okay. B. I don't know why that confused me all the time. A and C. So I was already on C. This is A and C. And then test button 1. This one again reads weak, but I have a feeling that it's the tube tester that's the problem. And you know, the tubes are probably okay. Although this one even reads less. I was more concerned with the the heater, because the set was dead, but so far we're good. We got 1 more tube. 1 more to do. I think this is the... another 1U5 or something, wasn't it? Let's see. Oh, 1U4. It's another 1U4. Alright, so 1U4. And it was it's always 199 and 30. 199 and 30. These tubes basically all the same. 199 and 30. AFD. 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 Blank blank. E. Oh my god, why do I keep doing that? I gotta figure out how to use this machine and not screw up. AFD, AFD, blank blank, E, and then this one is B, EB, and then AF2. So we got A, F, and then now we're going to use test button 2. Did we use test button 2 before? What did I do? Did I do that right? 1U4. No, 1U5 was test button 2. This is test button 1. Oh, wait a minute. Open. It's not doing anything. I think we found the problem. Zippity doo dah. Nothing. Let me make sure we got the pin elimination proper, because I know that can actually mess with that. So let's start that over. Let me make sure the number of the tube also. It is a 1U4, so we know it's going to be 199 and 30, because they all were. 1U4 is 199 and 30. Yeah, it's cold. 199 and 30. AFD, A, F, D, blank blank, E, B, and then the rest of blank, and then A, and then C. 1U4. Okay, and then test button 1. Oh no, there it goes. Now it's working. I did something wrong. You see that? I did something wrong before. That's a good thing I retested it. So it's not a filament. So now we can get to some quality testing to see why what's open in this. Let's see what happens when I pull the tube out. Yeah, okay. All right, well, it's not a filament. It's not a tube. We can check the that resistor. I mean, yeah, there's a can dome in there. There's a sand resistor. Let's get this machine, this huge machine, out of the way. I like this tube tester is kind of bulky. I like the little ones better, personally. I have another one that's a what is it? It's a Sencor, and it's heavy. Like, this one's very plasticky. The Sencor is nice, heavy metal. This is supposed to be a better unit, but I don't know. Mutual conductance, I guess, is a better tester, but the other one's just an emission tester. But this one does have its issues, so like I said, we're going to go ahead and rebuild this one. I thought that this would be sought after, but I guess not. I looked online. For a little while they were going for quite a bit of money. I didn't really see any of them sold, but there was a lot of them for sale for quite a bit of money. But I guess you can ask whatever you want. All right, hang on one second. I'll be right back. Hang on one second. All right, we're back. We're back. All right, so let's make sure this thing is unplugged. It's off, but I like to unplug it anyway. We know the switch is good because we could test after the plug on that cap, and the switch was good. So I don't know if you could see the, yeah, you really can't see. Let's put it on this side. Can you see it over there? I think so. I don't know. Let's see. Everything is always in the way. When you're trying to do this with cameras, it's such a pain. I don't know, these guys that do this full time, I don't know how they do it. I don't know what this is supposed to be. 1K, 800, what is that, 800 ohms? Yeah, 800. I don't know what that's really supposed to be, but I would suspect if one of them was going to be open, it would be this sand resistor anyway. 130 ohms, is that correct? I don't know what it's supposed to be. We're going to check. We'll have to check some voltages here in a minute. 130 ohms. I don't know what that's supposed to be. You know, maybe the, let's see. I don't know if you can really test. Well, maybe you can. I don't know. What about this? This test's open. I've tried to test these before. These what do you call it? These diodes, these selenium diodes, and sometimes they just check open, but they're good. I don't know. But in this case, what we're going to do, let's plug it in, and we'll check some voltage on there. Let's check some voltage on there. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Alright, so that's the tuner. It's turned on. Oh, we don't want this to touch anything. That would be ridiculous. Alright, so we need to be real careful now. We're on the wrong scale. It would probably help to put on the right scale so I don't blow up the meter. There, let's see again. Nothing. We got 122 volts AC coming in, and then you'd think you should have some DC coming out of that diode. We got nothing. We got -6 volts coming out. So I'm assuming that diode is bad. So let's see. We have tons of diodes we could put in there. What is this one here? 1N5408. It's kind of big. This is a, what is this? A 1N5817. 1N5404. 1N4004. I'll bet you that's a good one. 1N4004. Be nice if it said what it was. I think that's probably a 1 amp, I think. This one here, it's a 1 amp diode. So, I'm pretty sure. Alright. Let me just double check it. Let's see. Let's look up in the ECG book, we'll look it up. What did I say it was? A 1N. Stay right there. Oh. Excuse me. Let's look it up real quick. It's a 1N4004. Alright, let's see. 1N4004. I have a bunch of these books that I got from a closed TV shop. They were throwing them all away. I just took everything. I figured I could just throw them away myself, but I kept a couple. I kept like at least one of each of the versions, because some of them were just the same book but older versions. 1N4004. All right, let's see. 1N4 44, 43, 1N42, 40000. Where is it? 402, 43. It's ECG 116. All right, let's see what a 116 is. It's probably just a standard. Let's see, 116. It's a 1 amp diode. 600 volt 1 amp diode. That will work perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Alright, let's see. Somebody wrote something on there? I can't see that. Did somebody write something on there? I don't know. So they say with these diodes, I really can't see it, but if you look at the plates, right, the cathode is the dull side of the plate, right? Is that what they say? I'm pretty sure, but I can't see it anyway. So it doesn't really matter. I'm sure this is cathode. What's the worst that can happen? We blow it up. That's the worst that can happen is we pop it. All right, hang on a second. Let's we're just going to solder across it for now. We're going to remove the whole thing eventually, but for right now, we're just going to solder across it just to see what happens. How's that? We should put a resistor in there. Hang on a second. Wow, this is not, solder is not sticking to this. Very interesting. Woo, that diode got hot. Holy bananas. You know what, I'm going to grab a, we really should take a voltage reading, but with a schematic, but I'm thinking even if we put maybe 100 ohms would probably be okay. So let me see if I can find a brown, black, brown. Actually, we may have one right here. These are 1/2 watt. Is it 270 ohm? No, we may have one sitting right here. Let's see. These are 1/2 watt, but just for testing, it'll be fine. Actually, 1/2 watt, it'd probably be okay anyway. 270 ohm. I guess we could put 270. Yeah, we could do that. 270 ohm. Just parallel them. Let's parallel them. Oop, we lost one. We lost two. We'll just go ahead and parallel them. Just twist them up like that. Give them the old solder job. Come on. Wow. Yeah, there you go. Now it's stuck. These resistors have some age to them, but man, that soaked up some heat right to that, right to the resistor that's in my hand. Come on. There you go. It's hard to hold it in place. Alright, you just stay right there. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We got the, let's see. We need to turn it the other way so we can get it back in the cabinet. Let's move this out of the way for a second. guess we could put the speaker leads back on. Alright. Let's see. Still no. Oh, there it goes. Alright, so we have we have a bad capacitor. Ain't that fun? But that did wake it up, so that was a problem. Oops. That was a problem. So, see, this cabinet's such a pain. It's such a pain to work on because it's not flat. So, alright, you know what? I'm just going to unsolder everything. We're just going to replace the electrolytics. Instead of messing with it, we'll just replace them. And we'll do it all the proper way. And that'll be that. Let's see, let's get this out of here. This way, it'll just make life easier. It's such a pain to work on it like this. Alright, let's see. Alright. Put the big roll of solder right there. Alright, so where's the electrolytic? That's right there in the back. That's probably why that diode went open. It's because that electrolytic, I wouldn't be surprised that electrolytic went bad and ruined the selenium rectifier. I wouldn't be surprised. So now the only issue is you know, I can't see what's what on there, and there's the you know, of course, you know, the values are. I wonder if I can get that tube off of there. Then we can just. I guess it wouldn't really matter. We're going to replace them. They're not going to be in the circuit anyway. Oop. If I can get that tube to slide up, I would be real happy. Then I could read what they are. I was just going to leave it in place, but of course, let's see. I could see part of it right there. Of course, it's being blocked. All right, so it's a 60, a 150, a 40. A 60, probably a 60, a 40, and a 40. Right, it's probably what it is. It's very difficult to see it. 60 a 150, 40 a 150, and I cannot see the last one. It's right behind this thing. It's probably a 40. That's usually what they are. So 60, 40, and 40. So the circle is 60, right? Okay, no, it's a half circle. The half circle is 60. Let's see if we can figure out which one that is on here. Okay. One is a diamond shape. Two of them are diamond shape, and one of them is a circle? Is that right? I gotta make sure. Let me see. You know, we may have to pull it out because it's on that isolating thing, and it's very hard to see. Okay, so No, darn, I can't see. I can't see what it is. You know what, I'm going to pause until I figure it out, and then I'll come back and we'll replace them. Alright, so we got, I cut it off, and I was able to figure out that there's actually 4 caps in there. There's a 60 at 150, a 40 at 150, a 20 at 150, and a 200 at 10, which is, I've got the equivalents right there. And what I'm going to try to do is because there's so many wires, I'm going to try to cut this off, and we'll drill some holes, and we'll just try to do it that way, and then we'll put that black paper cover back on so it'll look original. And let's see if we can do this. I don't know, I've never tried to do this before, but I think we should be able to. We just cut it like right here. Actually, you know what? I do have glasses on, but we're going to put safety glasses on too, just in case. I don't want any accidents. So we've got safety glasses on now. I tell you, woo! Boy, that smell is terrible. Now we got it half the way off. I can't really get to the back there, so we're gonna just try to. We'll grow. So this is what I pulled out of there. Look at that. There was one connection. These other connections weren't. Well, it's a little moist still, but that's what it looks like in there. We're going to clean the rest of that out and just try to put the caps in there, and I can push the this cardboard tube back over, and you wouldn't even know that I did anything in there. Let's get rid of this. Oh, that's alright. So it's not, well, it's a little on the top there. I guess we can try to get that, hopefully it'll just come out in one piece instead of little crumbles, but it doesn't look like it. Even though we could probably just leave that in there, it probably wouldn't hurt anything, but that's probably okay. We'll just we'll go ahead and drill some little holes in that. We got to figure out which leads go to what. I'm going to clean it up with a little bit of alcohol first, just to make sure. Get all the whatever that electrolyte fluid is out of there. We should be fine. We'll go ahead and get the other capacitors in there. We'll figure out which way they go. It should be that. We can get this little ragged piece right there off. You can get off there so I don't wind up cutting myself on you. Alright, so that should be fine. And now there's little pieces everywhere. We'll figure out what goes where. Oh, come on, there's just so many pieces everywhere. Every time now I move, there's going to be little black pieces falling off. Alright, so We could probably, if I can get a schematic, we can figure out which ones are what. If I can't see which connections go where. Look at that more. See what I mean? Is this going to be for the rest of eternity? Little pieces will be falling out of here. It doesn't matter. Once we get it all in, it's not going to matter. But up until then, these little black pieces are just going to be getting in the way. Every second. Well, how many times going to have to do that? Alright, so let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll drill some holes in there. I guess I can do it with the Dremel. You know, yeah, I should have. I have these little tiny bits. Oh, that. Oh, look, this got bent somehow or another. This thing wasn't that good anyway. All right, so we've got these little bits that go in the Dremel. I got these on Amazon. I could always never figure out how to open this case, but we'll just use the largest one. They're very inexpensive, but they snap very easily. If you look at it incorrectly, it'll snap. So you just got to be careful not to bend it to the side when you're drilling with it. It will just break off. Let me see. So it looks like, let's see. Can I do from the top? Not really. I have to do it from the bottom, it looks like. Which is okay. I wish I had more light here. Let me see if I can use this other. Let's see if I can do it like that. See, I broke it. See, I mean, immediately, that's how easy those things break. It's a good thing I have about 50 kits. But they just snap right off, and I don't even know where it went. It's not in there anymore, but... Oh, no, it is in there, look. It's right there. See? That's what I mean. They snap so easily, so... I think it's just because they're junky bits. But, we have plenty of them, but... They're only like, I think they were around $2 or $3 a set is all that they were. So it wasn't that much money, so it's not terrible. I don't know, I can't say I would buy these again. It would be nice if we could come up with a set that doesn't break so easily. Maybe because they're very hardened steel, I don't know. It doesn't seem very practical, though. I mean, I didn't even really touch anything, and it snapped. So, but well, at least we got the one hole, right? Hopefully I can get at least... Oh, we got that hole without snapping it. Come on. Let's see. Oh, we got two. There's three. Ah, it broke. I mean, that's what I mean. I didn't even do. I did it as straight as I could, and it still broke. But that was the last hole I needed anyway, so. It's just amazing to me that that happened. But it did. You know what? You can actually use just regular bits too if you have small enough ones, which I think I do. And I have little, let's see. Here's a little, I mean, it's much bigger than that one, but Originally I bought those little bits for circuit boards. To drill circuit boards, but I don't know. They just don't seem to be very good. So we've got just regular bits, and I think let's get rid of this. I have another set. I only have maybe one of those big ones. Hang on a second. Let me grab the case and get a smaller collet. So we actually have a drill bit already in the smaller collet. Let's do that. This will probably work better anyway, only because it's not as fragile. We need this size bigger because the collet's a little bit big, you know. We're just going to do that. Let's do this one. Yeah, that'll work. There you go. Much better. Alright, so here, we'll put these on the side for right now. Alright, let's try that again with a larger bit. Let's see, I think that's good. I should have just used that in the first place. Would have been better. I wouldn't have wasted two more of those little tiny bits. Alright, so we got the 4, and then we need the ground. You know, I have this solder that's supposed to solder to aluminum, and I wonder if it actually works. I've never tried it, but I wonder. Alright, where's the ground? It looks like that's the ground right here, so we'll have to drill another hole right over here just to get to the ground right there. Okay, that's good. There you go. That worked actually pretty well. Alright, so now we got that. That'll be ground. We just have to figure out which ones are which. Let me put these other bits away so they don't get lost. Alright. Now that you saw me do that, I'm going to figure out which ones are which, and then I'll be back. You know, which connections are which value, and I'll be back. Alright, so I figured out the orientation for all of them, and I got 3 of them in there, and you can see that I've got 3. So we got to put the last one, which is let's see, it's going to be a 220. I've got a 220 at 50 volts, and the one that goes in there is a 210. And that's the contact that has no marking on it at all. So the One of them had a circle, one had a triangle, one had a square. The 220 I think had a square, or the 200, yeah, the 200, no, the 210 has nothing. The 20 at 150 was a triangle, the 40 at 150 was a square, and the 60 at 160 was a half circle. And it's very hard to see, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but right on the connection, right on the back of the terminal, you can see the little, in the phenolic board, you can see the little shape. And then the last one, let me see, is right here. It's this connection right here is the one with nothing, and that's the 200 at 10, and that's going to be this one right here. So it goes this way, right in here like this, because I drilled new holes. It's going to go in there like that, and that's going to be the caps for that, and then we're just going to push this back over it. So they just fit in there. We got to solder them up now. Let's see. Make sure I got in. If you put these in backwards, you're going to have a bad day. So you have to make sure you get them in there the right way. So this one here, the negative is back here, which is correct. And then this one here goes right here. Alright, so we need to make sure that we get the right connection. Because, like I said, if you do it backwards, it's not going to be fun. Can you see what? Yeah, you could see what I'm doing. Let's get a good connection right there. Got a good amount of solder on there. We got a real good mess going on in here. We're going to have to clean up after this, all the little pieces from drilling and stuff. Alright. So that's one. We got to put the ground. Let's see, the ground. We could. I'm kind of messing up this little sand resistor because I've been bending it, but we're going to try not to mess it up. All right, let's get this. Okay, so the ground is right here, and we need to push it over right here. It needs to just go right here. Come on. This is what I mean. I need to get a something that can hold the chassis while you're doing this, because it's such a pain without it. All right, let's see. Right now I got this soldering station on 850 degrees. And it's barely enough to get these terminals hot enough. Barely enough. Shows you how hot you need. How hot you need these. All right, so that's that one. I think that'll be it for bending the sand resistor too, which is good because this is not going to make it if we do any much more. All right, so then we got to do this one. Right here. Let me cut that a little short first. It's a lot easier when you do it first. Alright, just put a big glob of solder on there. And then it's good when you do that. Okay, so let me make sure we're doing that one correctly. So we got this one here goes right to this. And this one, let me get that, just make sure we don't solder the wrong wire on. Come on. Alright, so there you go. Now we need to solder. Don't do that. Don't do that. We need to solder this wire on right here. Oh, look at that. I accidentally dropped. We certainly don't want to leave a piece of solder laying in there that we dropped off. All right. Okay. Now we need to find the ground to that one. The ground or the negative side, which is right here. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's the negative side. And then the negative side is going to go to here. Right in there. I need, let's get it into the hole right there. There's a hole there, isn't there? Yeah, maybe there isn't a hole. I thought there was a hole in there. Doesn't matter. Alright, that's good, that's good, it's good, it's good anyway. So, let's just solder that one on. Okay. I'll have to look in there with the light again just to make sure that one looks good. Woo, hot. But it's a good kind of hot. Alright. So, let's make sure I got all the wires on. I think we do. We got that one that feels good, that one feels good. And then we got the one in the back. I just got to make sure we got the one in the back on there. Okay, so there's the... We just got to make sure we got that one in the right place. The negative side, did I solder that one in the wrong place? It's possible I soldered the one wire on the wrong place. I think this one has to come off. Let me see. I think this one here. Yeah, this one, okay, yeah, I did. I soldered. See, I almost made a mistake. It needs to go here. I need a, let's see, what can we use to do that? Let's try to use a screwdriver to do that. Alright, let's see. That's where that one goes. It goes to the ground. I had both of those connected to the plus by mistake. Okay. Alright, let's see how that looks. So now we have Okay, so just gotta make sure nothing's touching. I don't think it is. There's a resistor, there's that thing. Because we made all new holes and stuff. Let's see. This resistor here, man, I hate touching that thing, but alright, so we got that there. Looks like we're good. Just got to make sure this one here doesn't touch. We need to move that over just a tad. There you go. Alright, looks like we're good. Get that wire out of there. So we got 4 caps in there. We could probably straighten this back out a little better. I had to bend it because just what happened when I was messing with it. But you know, I have to pull this up. I think I can take these 2 screws out here, I think. Although I did get it, I had it this way. I got it out that way. So let's see if we can get it back on without taking that off. We could shove that on there and then we could, let's see. There you go. Just turn the cut around the other way so you won't see it. Not that it really matters anyway. I don't think so. Does it really? Well, I mean, it fits perfectly in that spot. I'd sure like to get it around where you don't... it's like a tar. Let's see if we can get it... Yeah, we can do that. We can get it right on the side of where the... See that? You can't even see it now. Right on the side where the coil is, and now you don't see anything. Alright, let's try to get all this garbage up here. This is going to be a mess and a half. It just doesn't stop. It's amazing that stuff, it just gets everywhere, and you just, you know, you'll see it for months now. Alright, so we had this thing here. Let's see. Alright, let's see what we can do here. You think it's going to work? I think it's going to work. I think it'll work just fine. Let's see, how did this go? It went like this, right? Did it go this way? Yeah, it went this way. There's that, there's that. We'll have to solder these 2 antenna leads back on. Just for testing, so maybe if it works, then we can put it all back together. All right. Okay. We could put a couple of, let's see, we'll put 2 of the screws in just to hold it from flip-flopping around. Seriously? There is a magnet in here. Alright, let me grab a long nose and get that out of there. Where did it fall? Maybe there isn't a magnet. I thought there was a magnet in there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Alright, so we just have to make sure that this diode and stuff isn't touching. And it's not. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's see. We got a problem. Volume control. That's probably, seriously? There's no more buzz, but now the volume control has a problem. Look at all the dirt in there. Yeah. Alright, well, we got another problem. Let's see. That would, you know, that's what it is with these old things, right? It's just one after the other. Let's see. At least this one's easy to get to, but it'd be nice if the nut was easy to get off. Does it just slide off or no? No. Of course not. Of course not. Why would it? Why should it be, right? Why should it just be easy? Alright. Let's see. Now, what's the deal with you? Alright, let's see. Get that off there. Could it be bad or just... Could we try to spray it first? Let's just try to spray. I've never seen where it's just full volume. It doesn't feel, you know, usually it's got like a little scratchy feel when you turn it. I don't feel anything when I turn that. So I have a feeling we got a problem. So let's see. We still got a problem. So, let's see let's get an ohm meter on there and see. We got to get that volume control fixed. There was still, it sounds like there's still a hum. It's possible I made a mistake with one of the wires, which will be fine, but I want to get that volume pot fixed first. We need to get that volume pot. Let's see if it's actually a problem. Alright, let's see. Let's see, we'll put this to the middle here. Alright. Kind of crazy. There's always a problem, right? 330, 315, 309, 18K. So that side looks okay. Maybe I got a wire on there wrong somewhere. 12 ohms. I don't know, it looks okay. 330K, is that what that is? Well, close to that. Alright, we got to check our work. We need to check our work here. Let's see. Oh. See, this case is such a pain because it's just not straight. So it's such a pain. Oh, so painful. Alright, let's just take it back out. Let's make sure it's unplugged. Let's just take it back out and just double check our work and see what we did. See if we screwed up somewhere. It could be one of the grounds that I soldered it to was the wrong ground, and it's actually chassis ground, because that whole thing needs to be floating. It's possible I did that, who knows. So we're going to find out here in a minute. Speaker wires out, chassis removed. This big case out of here. Alright, let's see. Let's see, what did I do here? Probably, let's see. We could actually check to see if the ground, right, it should not be touching this ground. That's the first thing. And it's not. None of them are, so let's see. Are they all together? Yeah, that one's together. That one's together. I must have screwed something up. It all looks correct. I don't know. She all looks correct. Let me see. Where's that volume part? I didn't touch anything over here yet. Yeah, I didn't touch anything over there. So if it's anything, it's got to be that I put one of these wires, or maybe I put a cap in backwards. I don't know. I guess we could take this cap that was so hard to get on, we could take it back off. You know what, I'm going to pause it and we're going to look for a problem. If I find a problem, I will come back and show you. Alright, well, I did find a wire that was connected to the volume control. Let's see if I can... let's see. It was connected to the switch, actually, and it went right, I don't know if you can see it or not, it went right here. That wire had come off. And I didn't test it, but I put it back on. And we're going to just give it a quick test to see if it's any better. And we'll go from there. Let's go ahead and get a couple of screws in there just to hold it together. This is such a pain, this radio. So far, not much of it was easy, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. But let's see. I just leave it like that for right now. Let's turn it off just in case something starts burning. Alright, it's plugged in. Alright, let's see what happens. Come on. Nothing? Uh-oh. Did I hook the speaker up? Probably good if you hook the speaker wires back up. There's the end of the, there's no more buzz. Oh, you know what? Let's turn the light off. So this knob, I don't know where the knob is not on properly. Still got a lot of noise, and I know there's a lot of noise in this room, but now don't forget we have all the old caps still in here.
And on an 11-year basis, it has these general manager Joe Shane everywhere.
So that noise is not 60 hertz hum.
The Earth's atmosphere becomes a charge that gets funneled to the pole and let it go back.
But we're going to have to figure out what that noise is, actually. Let's see. I want to. Let me see something here. I'd like to check. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, something still ain't right here. Maybe we're gonna have to start replacing some capacitors in here. Some of those tubes definitely checked weak, but we don't know which ones. And that diode is definitely getting warm. That diode needs to be replaced. For sure, for sure, for sure. Let's, I want to solder this back in here. Hang on a second. Let's see if that makes a difference. What I want to do, it's so hard to, with the case in place, it's so hard to get, what do you call it? It's so hard to do anything here. And I know you can't see. Let's see. Let's see if I can just get. I just want to get it tacked in there. All right. Let's see. I can't see. Alright, so that's that, but I want to, at the same time, I want to disconnect the, alright, there you go. Alright. course, it's coming off again. What else is new? Let's just get this side on first. Not enough solder on there, but that's fine. Let's see if I can... This angle is terrible. Alright, let's see. Without touching anything. Let's just see what happens now. Let's see what happens now in this horrible radio. Well, that diode is bad for sure.
Obviously, very, very good when he was there, but it's not like they're going to change the output.
I'd sure like to know where all that noise is coming from. You know, I'd sure like to know. Alright, we're going to solder that diode in there good, and then I'll come back, and then we're going to try to see if we can get some better sound out of this thing. Alright, so I think we got it. Let's see, make sure everything is off here. Let's go ahead and plug it in. We replaced that, oops, sorry about that. We replaced that selenium diode with about a 60 ohm resistor. And let's see, we got to get the tuning wheel here adjusted properly. Where does this cord go through? I guess there's a little notch right there. The Lunchbox radio. Let's turn this light off. I wish I could tell you where the noise is coming from, but I just don't know. I just don't know.
And get you protected so you can take control of your U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection. This is your future. Exactly. What might that be?
That noise was on the radio yesterday as well, so I know it's not the radio.
I was part of the community.
Yes. Sometimes football title.
Now, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Let me try to turn the overhead lights off to see if that... I just don't know. Let's see if we move the radio. Yep. We move it over here.
They knock off number 4. Josh Lewis, Learfield. So many dogs. Unfortunately, you got to protect yourself. I've been 30 years with the post office. I've been once. That was by another milk carrier's dog.
See how I think that inherent.
Oh, which, she said, oh, good morning.
Very strange, huh?
Somebody to do something. Is it good? Maybe there are lessons that come from it could be good. But I think
it's working though. I mean, we got it. It's fixed.
For anything that's lasting and permanent.
But you can make a difference and not be a good person. I mean,
Now, Mr. Autobahn told me earlier today that
he was lousy as a human.
because of solar flares or some kind of solar storm,
right, George.
there were issues with radio reception, and maybe that's all this is now. Because I've never had it this bad. I don't even want to try to tune this radio any because I'm afraid it would just be making it worse for now anyway. Just be a waste of time. Westgate. That's the old Hilton.
I blame the Disney movies. There's all these movies that endure brightly.
Very strange. Anyway, that's it for this one.
Packaged in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same result.
What is this? What channel is that?
For less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill. Discreet delivery in a
What is this? What kind of pill is this?
Buy 3 get 3 free
Like Viagra or something?
Call this number and save it now. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245.
We got it. We got it.
Paid for by the pharmacy shop.
It must have been Viagra or something. Let's see if they do a station ID, you can see what channel this is.
You're listening to Dominic Jimenez on Sports Byline USA. All right, wrapping things up really quick.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with sports channels, unfortunately. With all that noise, it makes it so difficult to hear anything. Anyway, that's it. This is fixed. This is fixed. It may need a little tune, but as soon as we figure out what all this noise is coming from, we'll do some radio tuning. Alright, well, there you go. There's this Lunchbox radio, this Lunchbox Zenith. Very odd radio. I guess someone somewhere thought this style was a good idea. Let's pull the back on it again just so we could see the model number. There was a tag in there if I remember. Yeah, there was a tag right there. It's a, let's see, it's a chassis 5J41. It doesn't really say a model number, so I don't know. But I mean, that's probably good enough. Chassis 5J4. Oh, here's a model right here. It's a model, it's upside down, but it's a model J504Y. And a chassis 5J41. Alright, well, there you go. The Lunchbox style old Zenith. I'm not sure what year this is from, but it certainly looks old. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Be safe, everybody. So long. Bye-bye.